Hey guys, what's up? It's Mr. McBride. Today we are going to be, or this week, I guess we should say, we're going to be going over a few puns. This is actually going to be a pretty fun assignment. You're going to actually, I hope you'll have some fun with this and enjoy what you're doing and try to be a little creative with what you're doing. But before we get into all of the assignments and everything, I want to talk about a couple of things real quick. First off, we are not going to be having multiple different Zooms for each class. I am going to have one Zoom for English 1 and one Zoom for English 3. I have had a ongoing, not I wouldn't say issue, but ongoing thing where I only have 2 or 3 people from each class, if any, show up to a Zoom. And so to save multiple hours of the day doing Zooms for a couple of people each hour, I'm going to have a longer Zoom with multiple people from different classes. So I'll have a certain time set up on Wednesday for English 1 and a certain time set up on Wednesday for English 3. So be on the lookout for those. It will be a bigger Zoom than what you're used to. There will be more people, and that's fine. You'll be able to talk with each other for a little bit. You'll be able to get any questions answered that you may have and so forth. Also, if you notice, I'm assigning the work on Tuesday rather than Monday this week. Please know that I'm not just shortening your week. You are going to have Saturday to get this stuff done as well. I will make phone calls next Monday regarding missing work that's not turned in. This is technically a short week. We were supposed to have a bad weather day today, and I did let you guys have that bad weather day, at least for me. So that's why you're getting it on Tuesday rather than Monday. So if you can not tell based off of what I said earlier and what the title is on this page right here, we are going to be going over pun. And pun is a really fun literary device. It's really fun lesson in class. It's a fun activity to go over and look for different types of puns all throughout, but we need to understand what a pun is before we can start looking for different puns. If you look at the very top, you can pretty much see the definition for pun. So a pun is just a play on words that takes advantage of 2 things, and the first thing being the fact that some words with different meanings that sound the same, such as air and air. All right, so that's talking about the air that you breathe. This is talking about the heir to the throne, the next person up. All right, homophones is what those are called. They sound the same, but they're spelled differently, and there's different meanings. So that could be a use of pun that you use right there. Also, you have the fact that other words have more than one meaning, such as case. All right, so case can have multiple meanings. All right, you have a case, an actual physical case that holds things, or you can have a case of the coronavirus, a case of COVID-19. Such as legal issues, you could have a legal case, an open case, a closed case, something that's going on in the legal world, like that. And so it's the same word spelled the same, but with different meanings, and playing with that in the actual sentence and dialogue itself that makes that a pun or play on words itself. So if you go down and look a little bit right here, you see here's our first pun that we're going to be going over. Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. So this right here is playing on that flies, all right? Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana, all right? And it's playing on the banana and arrow. It's just playing on a whole bunch of different words right here. And that's written by Mr. Marx himself, all right? It cleverly uses the word flies, all right, and as a verb and the noun like. As you can see right here, it's used as both a verb and an adverb, all right. This term parallelism, we haven't really gone over that much in class, so don't really get freaked out about that term. But people think something is very profound. A lot of people think that what he wrote here, he was trying to be very profound. He had a deeper meaning to what he was talking about, when in reality, he was just creating a pun for comic effect. All right. I don't know if you know what a fruit fly is, but it's an insect. All right. And so fruit flies like a banana. Fruit, banana, haha, funny, funny, funny. Time flies. Whenever you're talking about time flying, it's going fast. Fruit fly, it's an actual insect. So they're playing with the words right here. It's one of those dad jokes, if you can't really tell. And so that's a little example right there. And then you have, how do you identify a pun in writing? So in all different types of literary texts, a pun can serve in a couple of different important functions. It can reveal the clever nature of the character who uses them in excess. All right, so if somebody's using, the character itself is using a lot of puns, it's revealing the cleverness of that actual character in the story. All right, it's revealing their quick wit nature. It's revealing all of that, and it also highlights the author's self-consciousness about ambiguous nature of language itself. It can lead to different interpretations. So the authors, a lot of authors use puns just to play with the language. Shakespeare used a lot of puns to play with language. He invented a lot of words. He used words differently. He had fun with it. All right, and that's why it's fun to read and interpret Shakespeare itself. But that's how you can identify a lot of different puns. Now, I've got a few examples right here for you. I want you to look at them. I want you to identify the pun in it itself. I mean, of course, they're going to be kind of bad jokes. They're kind of funny. I think they're pretty funny, and a lot of puns are funny in nature. So the first example is, a horse is a very stable kind of animal. All right. So if you don't know what what the pun is, the stable is going to be the pun. So a horse itself is a very stable animal. It's a very calm animal. But the word stable has to do with horse stables, where they stay, where they sleep, all right? So that's that play on words with the word stable, talking about a horse being very calm, all right? But that's a different type of state. Stable could be used in multiple different ways with a horse, all right? So you got your second pun, corduroy pillows make headlines. Get it? Haha, headlines. All right? So headlines. That's going to be our play on words. I can't talk tonight. I'm sorry. But headlines is going to be that. So if you don't know what corduroy is, that's a material with a bunch of lines. And so corduroy pants are are the most common use of materials. Some people have corduroy shorts. Corduroy pillows, I've never seen one, but I'm sure there are some. But if you were to lay on it, it would leave lines on your head, imprints on your head of where you laid on that. So that's the headlines, all right? Corduroy pillows make headlines. It could be two different things that this is talking about. It could be talking about it's actually making headlines, or it is making headlines in the newspaper because it's so awesome, all right? That's the play on words, is headlines, all right? Then we go here. Santa's helpers are subordinate clauses. There we go. Subordinate clauses. That's going to be our pun right there. So let's talk about that for a second. So subordinate, below, something lower than that in rank or level or something like that. So if you are my subordinate, you are below me. So a subordinate clause, that is a type of literary device or sentence and stuff like that. So Santa's helpers are below Santa. They're subordinate clauses. Haha, very funny. Then we have the fourth example. I can't believe I got fired by the calendar factory. All I did was take a day off. All I did was take a day off of a calendar. All right? So now we don't know if he's talking about taking a day off of an actual month or taking a day off when he wasn't supposed to take a day off. But that's the pun. That's the play on words. The calendar factory fired him because he took a day off. Did he take a day off of the calendar, or did he actually just take a day off of work? And we have our last one. I'm glad I know sign language. It's pretty handy. Ha ha ha. It's pretty handy. If you don't know what sign language is, you make signs with your hands. Yada, yada, yada. So that's it's a language with your hand. Yeah, I'm tired and I'm rambling right now, but yeah, I'm glad I know sign language. It's pretty handy. If you don't get that right off the bat, then I'm sorry, but handy is the play on words right there. So that is all of the notes that we have to talk about puns. Here's some examples. I will be posting this exact document on Google Classroom for you to look at if you ever need anything to refer to. Your assignment for the week, it is posted already. You might have already looked at it, but you are to find 6 puns, and you are going to find those 6 puns from Cask of Amontillado. a cask of Amontillado from any kind of movie, from any kind of book, any kind of story, anything like that. You are to find 6 puns. Write the puns out in a quote. Put quotation marks around it, please, because you're quoting somebody else and you need to reference where you got it from. That's a part of your grade. So your graded assignment is to find 6 puns from multiple different references, from cask of Amontillado, from movies, from TV shows, books, stories, whatever. Find multiple different puns, and please, you have got to reference where you found those puns. You have got to show me where you found them. You will not receive full credit if you do not give references. Give references where you found all of your puns. All right. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me. Please feel free to shoot me a remind. Please feel free to ask me a question on Google Classroom. I'll be able to get with you as soon as possible. If you have any questions, let me know. See you guys later. I hope this all ends soon so we can be back in class and have a great old time. See you later, guys.